I just repeat, my name is Atalondir. I'm a, thank you. I'm a fursuit maker and costume maker in Europe, and actually, especially for the pony costumes, we're around on all the conventions. So, yeah, I say thanks for the Ibero Bronies that they invite me to the convention, and I hope I can bring something to the convention with my workshop. So, I basically we starting about fursuits, how to make them with basic materials. I just want to give you an idea how to make it by yourself. So it's not too complicated, and I just show pictures how I do it. There are other websites, tutorials, whatever, other ways to make it, but that's my way. Have a look on it. Maybe it fits to you. If it not fits to you, make another way. I usually the guy who make it as cheap as possible and as usable as possible to work. Okay, so basically we start here. That's the way how I do it. Actually, we get the first idea to make this costume or the pony costume. First idea actually basically is the graphics. Yeah. Yeah, better. Yeah, oh wow. Yeah, basic idea is first to get the graphics of your OC character, or maybe if you want to have an original character made as a costume. So show you here. So anything can be right for costume making. Like here, I'll show you a couple of graphics. Well, Rainbow Dashes will be known. Here we get the basic ideas what we have to make as a costume. The mane, the body, whatever colors. Uh, or maybe this guy is also a good one. Also done a costume out of him. That's basically the most information we need to make a costume. Another one is three-dimensional. If we get that, even better. Better for our vision to make something like that. Or we have this beautiful comic sheet in 3D. We don't need more edge. The perfect what we can get. Okay, that's basically graphic. How to start. So, any question more? No? Okay, perfect. So, the next. Uh, okay. So the next, prepare the material. What we need for making the costume. Well, we need fabrics to make it. We need an undersuit to make the muscles and the padding for it. We need how we make this head out of it. There are various ways. You need from the internet. You can use foam as a mattress. You can use polyethylene sheet foam and glue the stuff together like stripes. Uh, but you can also use, I using plastic and mold the plastic. You can 3D print if you have a big 3D printer. You can also use that. Possible. You can use house building materials like isolation foam. Also possible. It's cheap, but does the job too. Uh, material more, garments, sewing equipment. Sewing machine is suitable because we sew with fabrics, very thick fabrics. So I recommend the old sewing machine, maybe from your grandma, better than the new ones. Or if you get an industrial sewing machine, even much better. So, but basically, get the old sewing machine of your grandma or your mother. That will done the job. We need hot glue, anything we need to make a costume. Basically, to make crafts. Yeah. Any questions? No? 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 Good. Okay. Okay. Now we go straight to the tape dummy making. So that's now we start actually making the costume. Okay. Where's the tape? Yes. Show you a couple of pictures of tape dummy. Oh, okay. Hey, come on. That's basically what we need and start the job. We make a tape dummy of yourself. Actually, you need at least 2 people to help you for that. Basic material is a painting dress for painter, wall painting guy. You need packing tape or duct tape also possible, but I prefer the cheaper packing tape. So it's only 60 cents a roll. 5 rolls is enough. A sharp cutter to cut later out. And old clothing below. And then we start to make a tape dummy. Actually, the first is you stand in the middle, like in the position like this tape dummy shows here. And then the friends roll you into the packing tape. You dress on the painting dress, they start rolling you in until it's covered 3 times or 4 times. So it's stuffed up and you can't move anymore. It's a big fun to make that. I also must say, if you do that, be a bit careful. If you not can resist heat, a long time heat or a long time standing, try to avoid it to make a stand or rest or whatever. And all fresh air conditioned, whatever, can be dangerous. I had 2 people falling down while we do that. So at least we cut them quickly out. Was no big problem. And we restarted with the tape dummy making. But possible to make and no problem at all usually. Oh, oh man, another picture. I also do some measurements on the tape dummy straight when we tape the guy in or the person. So you later on have the measurements on top. I recommend that to do that. To get the guy out of the tape dummy, it's pretty easy. Turn on the back, and cut him out with a very sharp medical sizzler out of him. Sizzler? Yeah. Cut him out, but careful that's not going into the skin. I cut a couple of people so far. Be a bit careful with the guys. Take your time. 1 to 2 hours should be enough. If you've done it twice, 3 times, maybe 45 minutes to get them out. Here, various forms of tape dummies. It's a very good way because it shows you the perfect form of the guy who gets the costume. So later on, you can add something on it and stuff him up, and it's the perfect base to do it. Hey. You see it here. You get any shape of person, even the back of him and the shoulders. Or here you see my side. Well, it's a bit of a beer belly for me. Too much beer in front. So here also the side. Gives you basically all of the information to make it. Yeah, I also have made once a sheet. I hope there's PDF on it. No, we don't have PDF here. Oh, oh my God, what I did. Yeah, right. No services. Okay, that's basically the tape dummy. What else? As stuffing for the tape dummy, you can use old paper, newspapers, old clothing, also possible. Or what I use is some sort of stuffing up for plush toys to make that. Does all the job. So, any questions on tape dummies? Yes, first you wear the first old clothing, old t-shirt underneath, what we cut out, then the paint dress, and then the packing tape. And then when you start the packing tape, start here, here, and on the feet, and here. Because then the paint dress does not move anymore. So, and then roll and roll, but very soft roll in. Not straight tighten, like a parcel. 3, 4 layers, but very loose. And later you just soft go over the surface and glue it on. That's the job. 3 layers is enough. 4 layers will. Uh, no, actually, I do all by myself. With people coming to my workshop, that's a recommend for my customers. If they're in Germany or somewhere in Europe or on a convention, come to my spot. When I do it, it takes 45 minutes. If somebody new does it, maybe 2 hours because or 4 hours, something like that. I always tell them it's worth to come. It's a bit of a job, but you only do it one time. You can use it in the future time. And it's also good if you make clothing for yourself, like normal clothing, like dresses, suit, or whatever. You have your model there. You don't need to have a standard fixed sewing model, what you can buy. Now you have your own model. And you can dress it on all the time. And later on, if you have made the costume or the fursuit, you just can dress on this tape dummy and put him in the corner and can show people or friends, hey, look, that's my costume. It's a good stand to presentation stand at least. And you see what I done here. I built some sort of a work rack for that and a rolling. So as cheap as possible from the home improvement store. Get some rolls, get a plate from a kitchen, do some welding, some stock. Anything is possible to get in a building store. So, yeah, that's basically how I do them. So, any more questions on that? You can make pictures if you want. It's no problem. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or just ask me on the internet, on Facebook or whatever, and I send you how to make it. So, or direct contact your Skype. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, good question. Actually, when you cut them out, maybe can you hear? Yeah. Just stand here and put them in the back. When you cut them out, now we imagine it's taped. We cut them out here, down the back, over here, and down to the knee, and down to the feet there, and over the shoulders down to here. Very important. And then you can just put your weight. And later on, you glue the stuff together, and you easily find the connecting of the tape because the tapes make a line. So you find the connecting of another side. So you don't have to guess where. That's the good thing with this tape stuff. And then you stuff it up and place them on a boot on a stand like that. Brilliant. That's the great. Yeah, that's basically the tape dummy. So next I will go on the head mold, which is the most important thing often on the costume, how to make the head. I told so far that you can use foam, craft building foam from building places, isolation foam. You can use normal standard sheet foam and glue the stuff together in shapes. You can use 3D printer, print the whole head out or in pieces. You can use whatever gets a mold or form or something else. Myself using for making the heads or the mascot heads or whatever, 3D crafting. So one time I take a big piece of clay and model the head. Then I 3D scan them in, and in the 3D program later I make them correct. So the symmetry will be correct later on. And then we print them out, not print them out, we're using a laser cutter and make shapes. So we shape them up like a mountain. So when it is all together, then we put some what do you call epoxy glass fiber epoxy on top from car building and make them smooth, and then sanding and make them really smooth for making later on the mold. And the next production is to cut the cut the head in 2 pieces and use them as a vacuum mold forming. Because I using plastic, make them hot, and with vacuum, flip them over mold. So that's my way. That's I have the equipment at home. So. The other way is using also clay to make the head. So you see what you get, and then you make maybe shapes, maybe put on of the packing tape on top, and make also cut form with a pen on top and cut out pieces. And later on with these pieces, you cut them out of foam and glue the foam pieces together. Maybe a program for that is Pepakura. Maybe heard of that? It's some sort of Japanese papercraft program. So you can make 3D models into pieces of paper which you can glue together, and at least it gets the mold, gets a piece of the head out of it. Also a possible way to make. I'll show you now a couple of pictures of the making. Where is it? Is it? Yeah, it's a bit not ordered. Here, see how I do it. That's basically I made. That was the first time I didn't have a laser cutter this time, so I done it basically with isolation foam of house building, cheap, 20 millimeter, bit rough. So I made a 3D drafting and put them into pieces of 20 millimeters. And then I cut out with a normal sew machine, as what is doing? Ah, band saw, and cut all the pieces out and stick them together in stables. I'm using for that standard craft glue, standard craft glue. Or you also can use white glue for the wood glue. It's also possible. No, don't use silicone. Later on, you have to sand. The best is the wood glue. It's best for the nature. There you see more. We have a rough shape. What do we get? Oh, no, I use a sew hands, not sew. What do you call it? Bandsaw, bandsaw, or uh, a hand crafting saw. What you always goes up and down, and you easily can saw out the stuff. You also can use a cutter. It's also possible, but then you have not the sharp edges. Here I started already modeling and getting rid, sanding the head, getting out contours out of it. You see now it's getting round, and we roughly get a pony face out of it. Here we get further to the pony. You see the eye. That's later on, and that's actually finished after sanding. That took about 3 hours. So I just had it in my mind and started to get out the face of it. Like an artist, if you're using stone or wood or whatever, you have it in your mind what's getting out, and you just start. Other people always beside and look at me. What you doing there? What you doing there? I can't imagine what you. What I said it's already inside. I just have to put them out. So that's basically a very cheap method to make it. So you also can use that as later on as a fursuit head. So you put them again into pieces and cut out inside holes and glue it together with craft glue or wood glue. And so you have a basic head actually. It's alright for cosplay, whatever, or for quick presentation or for 1, 2 times making a head. So that's the way. Yes, more contours. Looks like an alien so far. But actually, I when I made the first head, I found out that the pony head has the same form as Bambi. Actually, because 2 days before I had to make a mascot costume of a deer that was Bambi-like, and what same model nearly. And the good thing, if you have that done before, you can stick it on the costume, and you see you get the right proportions for the costume and for the head. There's always legs if you see costume and cosplay. Too big the head for the body, or the body too big for the head. So we have a shrunk head or too large bobble head on top. So that's the important thing when you make the costume. Has to be in a proportion, at least in some. But it's still missing the fur on top. So, but you get a rough idea if it will be alright in the end. Okay, that's that one. Weakest. That's the weakest. Ah, here. So that's basically after the foaming, modeling, and sanding. Here's the first layer of white glue put together with wooden sawdust and put on top. That's a good mixture to get a very hard surface, and you can still sand them. So, and the contours are already out. We're getting out the contours of the head. And that's also on top the first. You see the rough material what I put on top to smooth on the foam, craft foam for in the building place foam. Okay, yeah. So now we see nothing anymore because I painted the head black with some sort of wallpaper wall color. Basic usually use it to color the wall colors, but I found out if you put them on top, it doesn't affect anymore this isolation foam when you glue something on top. If you're using standard glue like shoemaker glue, like what you can buy in the store, it will eat this isolation foam. With with that as a between, it doesn't. So you can stick the fur on top if you want, or going further with the production, putting now resin on top. Yeah, you can't see roughly anything. But here with the black, you get the shape better. So now you can imagine more if you stand in front of it. A lot of pictures from the working. And you see also in the back, the base, what I used, the graphics, because that was made for a Rainbow Dash costume. That was basically the first one I ever did of it. So in the back is a derpy, so I get in my mind how it has to look like. So here, that's a step further. That's actually the vacuum mold. That's all after the molding and the resin, making the resin on top and sanding. That's a piece of plastic. That's two halves of plastic glued together. So after the vacuum molding, you still see this isolation foam layers in this mold, and well, works. We had now the foam, and we can start further working on it. That's basically my basis what I'm using. Any question on that? No? But you can do that with foam, plate foam, with sheet foam, out of a piece of foam. Just cut it out. It's just my way. There's other ways on the internet. Also on the side, you still always see the layers. Here it drilled already some holes in for ventilation and fans. Yeah, that's basically back to the starting. I have a couple of more pictures for you. That's basically the mold for the vacuum forming, cut it in half. What I showed before with the resin, that's the result at the end. I covered that with aluminium because it goes into the hot vacuum forming chamber. And aluminium reflects the heat a bit because we're using still isolation foam and you get more than 200 degrees, it melts. With that, you have about plus 10 seconds to take it out and demold and starting again. So that's a small trick what I'm using here. We're using this cheap material to make a mold. Looks like an alien head or something in that case. So I also have some. Yeah, that's. You see that? That's basically the 3D model because the first header was made by hand. And then I put on some degrees on 3D sculpturing because I'm pretty old fashioned in case of modeling using clay. And I had to learn these programs because it's much faster and more detailed. It took me 2 years to come along with the PC and do that and using any trick as I possible. So for the 3D scanner and still molding by with clay and then 3D with the 3D scanner and then molding on the PC. That's basically on the PC and that's the mold of I think the Big Mac head I did. You see something? Yeah, yeah. That's basically my body, what we showed before with the tape dummy, and that's with the I scanned me in to have also the proportion. So I can place the head on top with my head and always also already can look if the head will fit and I can look out of it. So because I can positionate the eyes and then I can go further. So at the end, I ending up, the head is all right. I don't have to do anything anymore after the process. I know it's pretty advanced so far, and most people don't have this equipment. But it's possible to make at homes with cheaper equipment. So the programs are free. Actually, are using a what is this 3D scanner? I think 3D Sense is the 3D scanner. You can buy for 300 euro. A perfect thing. You can scan whole people in anything, chairs, heads, cars, and it's exactly on 1 millimeter. It's based on the Kinect scanning, and I can really recommend it just to buy it and experience with that. It makes so fun. Even if you make house building or something else, and you maybe have to get a window, scan in the whole wall, put it into the computer program, and then just make it. It will fit on 1 millimeter. So that's basically the head in 3D and the meshing of triangle meshing of it. Good thing is when you have something like that, you easily can change it. If you need another mold, the head, but looks in a way similar, just add some balls on top and remodel with the 3D program. It's like clay in the computer, but need some imagination to see it on the PC and in real time. So it's also turn over a bit. We are back to the thing. Okay. Also, here show you a 3D scan. Ha, that's the last thing because somebody asked me to make the old model of the ponies. So, and I tried something new with the scanner. I got from another resource a very exactly scanner on 25 micromillimeters. And then I got an old figure of a pony, of the old pony, G3 pony, and scanned the head in. And I just blow up the head from small to human size and use them as a basis to model on. That's just an example what you can do with 3D technology and modeling. Still need some imagination, but a good way. And here it's after the smoothing, because it was a rough surface, so I smoothed the head by hand with the program. That's actually then transact to the other program to make it fit on the costume here. So put the eyes in, put the ears on, and so on, and make all smooth. And that's actually the finished mold that will be later on the production. So here I'm using then, a couple of years later, started for the laser cutter, and now I cut out any piece stapling, but now the layers are not anymore 20 millimeters, they're now 1 millimeter. So the result is very, very exactly and less work than before. You don't have to sand anymore. You just can straight go into the production. Yeah. Any question on that? 3D? Especially programs, what I use is this 3D scanner from 3D Sense. As a modeling program, I use what's the name? Mesh Mixer. That's a free program. You get free from AutoCAD. And as a 3D program for a cat, making the surfaces, I'm using Rhino. It's a CAD program, mechanical CAD program. It's not that expensive. I think 30 days free and easy to use as similar like a drafting program, but very, very powerful. And yeah, so I make the cutouts. And so actually I show you the 3D scan, and that was the result of it. From small to big. Here I made the ears, and I made a mold and foamed it up with some soft foam, what you can do. Here, there. And that's the final, what you get out of it. There's a lot of pictures of that. Eh, yeah. So with modern technology, you can do a lot, but you also can do it on traditional. Just go there, try to get the mold, the form out what you want, and start on it. 3D is a way, but you take clay, foam, whatever, you get the same result. It's just imagination. That's what you can get on material. Yeah. Oh. So far we talk about the heads. Any other questions on the heads to make? Yeah. Ah, yeah. Okay, we go on that part. The thing is, I'm using plastic molds. Plastic and shoemaker glue is perfectly combination because it melts the glue a bit and you straight put the fabric on top. You never can remove that. That sticks on. That's it. The other ways use hot glue. You also can use standard glue to put it on. Depends the material what the head out of. If the plastic is no problem. If you use foam, maybe the hot glue is the more better solution. If you use this isolation foam, craft glue. But test it before with if it doesn't eat the eats the craft foam and the isolation foam. Uh, to make the fabric on top, it's not that easy because I'm using the techniques of upholstery for making seats and something to put a one piece of fabric over the top. Need some practice. So if you not have to practice, make cut patterns. So glue the head with some tape, what we had before seen on the tape dummy, the same tape, glue it on and make lines where you cut them out. And you cut out and place on a paper. And then cut out some additions for the sew together and then sew the head, the fur cover on top. Just sew together each piece, put them on top, glue, or stick it on, glue it, and then just a sharp corner and put the next piece on top. That I can recommend on that. Same with foam. Yeah. The ears, when you see the ears here, they're made out of a plate of foam, 10 millimeters, and just shaped. Just cut out the ear, shape bend it a bit with a hot air gun, and made a shape for the fur cut as well, using the same. The eyes are a bit more complicated in this case, because the most thing when you make a head like that or a mascot head, the eyes are anything. If you've done a wrong job on the eyes, your whole work is gone. So especially it's better to invest more time into making the eyes. So here I'll show you a couple pictures what I do with eyes. Actually, here you see shaped plastic. I use the old cooking pot top and vacuum form the plastic on top. So you also can use from bakery when you make cakes at home with plastic bowls. Yeah, yeah. Ah, second. I show you the head. I show you that now. So basically, you show through the black thing here. That's a mesh. I hand you further that you all can look on it. So inside you show through this mesh of the black spot of the eye. So it gives you maximum view and also ventilation to get air inside. Yeah, yeah. Go for it. Yes, because it's a toon and big eyes. It's easy to make the mesh of that. If you make a fursuit or maybe a different character, maybe a wolf or whatever, so the eyes are maybe smaller, but you still can use the black spot as look through and the mesh because this mesh you also can paint and put a pupil on top. The other way is use the nose to look out or the mouth. It's also possible. But let's imagine, or you make it beside the eyes as a small black spot and look to that. Yeah. So basically, how I make the eyes pretty easy. I use molded plastic, or you can use a baking pot plastic, whatever. It only we need the shape. We don't need more of it. Then you cut out, you draft the eyes on top. I usually make use the head before I when I furred it, I put some technical paper on top and draft the eye on top. So what it will look like, because you need the impression what you want to get, and then you get an idea, take the technical paper, make a nice cut out of paper, real paper, and place them on the plastic. So like I done here with the laser cutter, use the, use the technique, but you also can do it with a pen. And then later you saw it out and you get the eyes. That's here to remove the outside of it. That's the outer, the eyes. And you see the inner eye. Ah, and that's actually when cut out inside. So now we have the perfect eye shape. The next step is you place this mesh, you glue the mesh from the back on. So that's basically the eyes actually. Anything other is craft and art. to go further. Then we remove the claps, so we have the eyes. That's possible to use as an eye so far. And you see the color surroundings for the eyes, pupils. Here I use standard color printer and laminate. That's it. It has the best, brightest colors what you can get, and a bit of a shining, so it looks more professional. Then you just glue it on top. Just put it in lamination paper. It's perfect. So on top, I draft the eye, what it will finally look like with a graphics program. It's possible to do that if you can do that. Otherwise, you keep on going with this method. So it's laminated now. You see the difference in shining. I'll go back. Also, up there it's just printed out, and then it's laminated with the color, with the shining. Beautiful. Was actually a funny thing. I tested it out. I was in a rush of making finish ahead, and I had no time. So how I get the shine, and didn't want to airbrush or whatever. I thought, fuck, take the laminator. Why not? Place the paper inside and done that. Work. Yeah, that's basically the eyes. How I make them. The top, the eyelids, I actually craft form, cut it out with a knife, and glued on top. That's how it works. That's how you see here. Anything other is just cut out, put on top, hairs, whatever. Yeah, that's basically how I make the heads. Sounds like easy, but still takes 3 days or 4 days to make. And what I can recommend is if you come in a point of making this head and I'm bored, I can't work further, I can't see the thing, stop. Take 2 days off and then go further, because if you go in a rush, it doesn't work. I had many internships the last 2 years, and the test of the internship at the end, when they after the 2 months, then they have to make a pony head by their own. So they get a mold from me, fabric, and I said, make your own OC. That's the test. And I described anything what I tell you now. Even some of them failed after 2 months working in my place. But keep on going, go for your project. You learn after the first one or second one or third one. The first one maybe looks okay, but the second one will look much better. You learn out of your mistakes. Myself, at the first, when I start fursuit making, forget it what I did. It was good at this time, but nowadays. So well, okay. The next stop is, oh my god, title. Yeah, we have the title. Making the costume. Ideas how to make. Well, now we come into body shaping to get the shape of a pony out of the human body. So I also placed here some pictures from my make. Oh, where's the make costume? Okay. Number one. I hope you see something here. Ah, yeah. Actually, I'm using as a base for the muscle paddings, diving suits, or for surfers, very thin neoprene suits. You also can use lycra suits or some sort of a cotton suit, pajamas, whatever. That's possible too. I like the neoprene because it sticks on the body pretty tight. So when you move, the muscles don't move somewhere, so straight where your muscles are. That's my way. And it's reasonably cheap. You get a suit like that for about 20 euros, 25 euros in a sport shop. So it's a good base and good material actually. So the only thing what I use is I enlarge the body to the bottom of the feet because they are just bodies. So they cut off the lower part. So I have to refix that again with neoprene, but that's basic. You see also the tape dummy. Now stuffed over the tape dummy. So it perfectly can work on. So from the back, again, also the test, the work stand. On the side, you see another pony costume. It just works. Yeah. And that's now basically to make the muscles on top. We now have this graphics, what you have, and you maybe draft on a human body the muscles. What I can recommend is if you have this tape dummy done with your figure, you photograph it in three directions, front, side, top. You can, but maybe it's three fourths. Then you draft on top of the photo how the muscles have to look. Gives the first idea how where you mold. What's I also done here. So actually here I place the muscles with the marker. I place here some muscles. And the distances to the lower muscle. Yeah. It's closer, the same view on the other side, because we need to be symmetric. Just put him on the other side with a circle. That's basically the muscles. There are two ways to make them. You can use foam and mold the foam with a cutter, no problem. The cheap way is okay. Because I'm making a bit of a mass production here. So I made the first one with foam, and then I use the packing tape again on top and make a pattern. And then I'm using just a sheet foam and glue together. So they hollow. There's nothing between. It's much quicker for me to make, but you don't have to make that way. The foam piece will do the job and molding. Yeah, there's now the top muscles on top and on the shoulder something. Okay, you see that. I put something on the front where the belly is because I have a bit of a beer belly, so to hide them. You have to use any trick to hide the body shape a bit. So and the front muscles. And again on the top chest, because it was a male pony, so males have more chest, so you have to add there something on top. It's not much, it's only 2 centimeters what I added. Later on, it looks more brighter. So you see it more clearly, it's a better photo. Here. I use the muscles, but I put on top some lycra that the fur will slide over it. I recommend to do that. You can use the foam on top straight on, but put some lycra on top. Just glue it on top with a hot glue gun. That's enough. That's a secret. That's only see the people on the workshops. How I make the direct cut for the fur. Because we already made the muscle suit underneath the muscles. Now we need to make a really suitable shape for the fur cut. And then I'm using old curtains, yeah, something like that, or fly mesh from house building, and copy it from the muscle body because that you can stick with needles on and put a pen on top, and you just can make the right direction and right cut, very tight fitting. If that is nearly possible, make it body tight, and you straight can use this cut when you finish with it as a pattern to cut out. That's something different. Yeah, you see the muscle suit again. That's the base of the muscles. So all together. That's underneath all suits. Any question on that? No? It's a lot of work. That's why I have all these shapes. So that makes it for me handy to have different shapes of every person. Yeah, persist. Yeah. The thing is, I made once a shape for me, and then I digitize it in the computer, so I can size them to any person. So because I'm a 1 meter 70, so at last time at home I had one guy with 1 meter 92. Yeah, a lot of sizing. So for the muscles I have at home about 40 different of shapes so far. So it depends. You see the person. I use that one, and that one. That fits. So and also you see here the hooves, what I already created. That also basically all the same. I only have two sizes of hooves for the hand and for the feet. One from size 39 to 45 and 45 to 49. And for the hand also a bit bigger. So it depends on the size and the size of the guy. Here again a picture of the muscles on the top for male one. There's a clear picture. You see the back. You see, I added something on the ass to get more the female shape out of it, because the most male have a normal, and females have more like a pear form. So you squeeze a bit. You also can shape a bit different the body if you upsize the ass a bit higher, so you get a bigger look for the person. So it looks much greater than it is. So as a side view, that's also good. What I told you before: tape dummy, dress them up, and then draft with a pen some red lines on it. That's actually here the finished product. So that's, now I can start making the fur cover. How many hours? Uh, it takes me to do up to this stage 1 day. 1 day, but I have all the shapes. If you make it all from scratch, 3 days. Oh, maybe a work week. So, but anything is pre-shaped in my. I made anything pre. The hooves are pre-shaped. So at home I have 10 pairs of hooves. So like that. So to make the full body, what I do here takes about 3 days with the fur for me, but constantly 12 hours a day. So with all helping. Some detail views. That's pockets for the back. And here again, this curtain thing and how I make the cut pattern on the side. That's a really good way to make. So you save a lot of material with that. Here again, I think that's the most important what they can show here. That's commissions. Yeah, I only do commissions. Yeah. The thing is, I only do commissions, and for each person, it will be fitted for each person. There's no rack production. Possible that I do that. Sometimes I make 3, 4 times a year. I make a own costume or a special costume where I can show what I can do. So because the most customers maybe only want the basic, and then I make maybe something in case of the My Little Pony a princess to show what I can do more, not just the plain fursuit or plain fur cover, even more words or clothing on top of it. So I'll show you later a couple of pictures of the current project what I have. So again, yeah. Okay, I think I showed you how to make that actually. That's the main information what you need to make a really precisely fur cover for the costume. With all that, keep it in mind and make work you through. It makes it pretty easy. Ah, you saw it now. You remember. That's my problem. I come from the technical and together with my artist side, and that works out pretty advanced. And yeah. The thing is, my problem is I'm a what they call the 1000% person. If it's not 1000%, I put it away. I make it again. Just a couple of days ago, I had to do an Applejack costume for someone, and I was not happy with the eyes. So the guy was happy with it. I said, "No, I'm not happy. I make it again." So I do a whole night shift and make the head again. I'm not commercial, absolutely not. So at the home are at the moment 10 of the MLP heads from different people, but I redone the head because I was not quite happy. And this are for sale usually on workshops or when I make a trade fair. Here you can get that. We make a price then. So here that's the belt for the tail. Also hanging like a yeah, that's basically all. So I think the next that we get, how we not bother you. The boots is an interesting thing, how to make the boots. Actually, that's basic shaping what I learned on costume making. How to make without techniques. That's the way. Boot making, hoof boot. First the plate, and then we make this carton and back, and then we start shaping. You see the muscle? Okay, going further. Here. That's how I made this My Little Pony boots. I'm just using aluminium metal pieces and look to get the form from the side. Then I work my way further. Here, put another piece of another side to get the shape. And glue them on the top with a painter's stick thing together. You see it from the top. You see another mascot somebody else done. And here I use just standard foam covered on top and with a pen. That's always the best thing. The quickest ways are always the best ones. So just do it. Not make a big mind, just do it. And yeah. And also using some clamps because I'm very lazy person. I only do the half. Because the other side is the same. So I only model the half one and then I make a cut. And when I was finished with that, I'm happy with that. I used again this brown packing tape to make a cut pattern. So that's how it looks inside. Hey. So that it looks inside. So I put this neoprene boot, what one guy wear, and that's how much space I have inside. So, but only half. I'm very lazy, you see. The detail picture. And you can use this method with anything. Just metal stripes for paws, for cosplay boots, whatever you want to make. Just model first with that cheap way. It's on the back. So that's later on with the cut pattern, what I did out of the packing tape. That was the first attempt of it, how it will look like. And, and that's finally, I used this shape and it's come out like that. So perfect. We have a hoof. So, and that's out of a piece of sheet foam, polyethylene sheet foam. It's very light. The one hoof weighs only 300 grams. So up to the stage. And here you see how I made it. I use a lot of this tape. In a year, I use about 1,000 rolls. Right. And when I finish with that, I digitize it on the computer so I can upsize. So, and we are back to the. I think that shows the best way how to make something like that, complicated form. Any question on hoof making? And I used for the hand hooves the same. I just shrink it. The same mold. Anything is the same. Yeah, do maybe also something interesting. You see something? That's a bit more tighter to the body. I used it for furry costume, making a deer furry costume. So I used the same techniques to making it more like for cosplay too. So also made the mold and then glued together all this polyethylene foam on top. And this one weighs only 200 grams completely. Yeah, you can make a photo, it's no problem. Yes, that's my work website. Yeah. No, that's all. And to be quick and not bore you, that's another one what I just did for deer, MLP deer and goat, because somebody requested goat feet in MLP like. So I just modified the mold actually. So that's the button because you saw this aluminium hooves maybe on the button. It's an addition to make a nice clopping when they're walking around and attention, more attention. We need attention. Yeah, so made a aluminium horseshoe for that or steel, so you can screw them on, and that's basically screws on in the foot plate. They can screw them on. Yeah. Yeah. Any questions on the fursuit making so far? We're pretty through it now. The only thing what I can show you now is a bit of a workshop what I currently work on. Gives a bit impressions. Yeah, it's a lot of information. I know. Quick, what I can show you making wings. Yeah, just work with a making for a lunar costume wings. That's actually oh, that's that. The problem on wings, you have to fit them on the body, and if they loose, they going around in the back. So I made some sort of harmless out of this mesh of the eyes. It's less fiber mesh, so it leaves a lot of strength and like an armor jacket in similar. You also can use from a motorcycle. Protection jacket is also possible. So you see it here on the costume with a back plate, is a plastic plate inside. Here again, you see the plastic plate. It's like a protection of a motorcycle like that. It shows that. And here you see, oh yeah, that's my current project, my princess. So and here, I used something new with tubes. What I recently found out on a website that they now exist, polyethylene tubes, very thick, very bendable, so and easily to stick together. So it's just stick it on. That's it. It's no problem anymore with metalworks or gluing together or screws or whatever. Just glue all the stuff together. Take, huh? It's a piping for water. It's something new they just invent for new, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm I'm a big fan of home improvement stores. PVC plumbing, but this is polyethylene plumbing. It's new, used as like the metal ones in the old days. But this is very good. You can create very different forms, molds, cut together, stick together. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's new, so it was the first try. Yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah. Now you can see blue eyes, but the derby mask up there. You see some leftovers on the top. That sometimes I make a couple of heads up front. So because I know there will somebody come and order Rainbow Dash, or somebody wants to have a derby suit. So when I make one derby, I make two and put them on the rack. So and here's again the plumbing, pretty basic. So okay, that's the last picture of. That's how to make the wings. I also use paper like in the old days. Just draft on, see a picture, draft on. Because I like this old artist way also. So keep on going. Just always say it. Go for the project. Go, go, go. Doesn't matter what it takes. And then I had a look. Does it fit to her? Think it's the right size for it. Come on. That was the final cut. Then I digitized the drafting into a computer and made out of the plotter the cut for the sewing pattern. And then I'll show you the sewing pattern. It's just been finished when I left to here. So basically it's like a pillow. So stuff from the one side and the fur and sew together and then turn over like a hollow pillow. You see, cut it out. Ah, and then I turn it over and later will be stuffed over the frame works. And the last work I didn't came so far, the quilting. I'm using quilting techniques like a quilting. How I can tell like you stuff up a fabric and make a pattern into with the sewing machine. So that I make the wings. Yeah. So later will be the skeleton into this pillow, sewed in. So that's the final how I made the wings. So the last one I'll show you something out of the workshop, just fresh. Ah, yeah, that's just fresh made. The hoof covers for her. That's artificial leather from boat making, from the boat and upholstery. That's the inside. That's neoprene. Neoprene is a perfect material to work on. So also made with some cotton. Cut it out. That you get. Sew together. Yeah. Or that's maybe interesting for you. You saw my head later before. What I had. This crocodile Dundee head. And the thing is, my pony character is some sort of Australian pony. So and so I mixed together Crocodile Dundee, Australian pony, and the good thing was the stereotype. Using stereotypes is always good. And the thing was how to make the head. So cut out paper and carton and copied the head. That's my head, what I have. That's my character. Hey, come on. That's my character. That's the base of the head. Then I used again this polyethylene foam glued together with hot glue to get the basic shape. But that was just done on the fly. Not much preparations or whatever, like in the old days. Yeah, big head. And then I put it inside for the topping of the head. Yeah, shows a bit better, then bend it a bit. Now we get the bend for the head of the side. I really like this polyethylene material. You can build anything. And it's so light. And then we're starting with here, we're making cover, the sewing for it, like fabrics on top. I use standard fleece for that. Here, the sewing, the cut patterns, again, the packing tape. Here, done the base as a cut, sewing cut. And then I cut out all the pieces, sew together. So it's now covered with fleece, with black fleece. And then I thought about this headband, what I can use. Look at the scraps. You can find piece of leather. That's the inside. Nothing. Nothing. And later on, with this oldest tooth, I use also this polyethylene stuff and went to and just use a sanding paper and make it like this too, and using liquid rubber to cover it with the white. So that was the ending, the copy, the original, and that's the copy. And I also sent the big head, the photo of that, to the company who produced the head originally in Australia. Oh, it's our thing. You copyrighted. Oh, but it's pretty cool. So anything else I have? No, no question. Prepare. Ah, film in works here. That's currently in works pictures. Currently work on her. Hey, that's basically the pet of Luna. Somebody order in the States. And that's works I like. I really like. Very good. Because he forces me. Make me something between on the side. It was the Applejack costume. More Applejack. And you see also in the back, my workshop isn't that big. It's only 25 square meters, but full stuff anywhere with materials. For what? My customers. That's mainly this stuff is more cosplay people and private. Then yes, that's I also do. Well, Hasbro has its own stores, fabric costume maker in the States, and they want to have four leg costumes. No, it's a half price than American actually. But the problem is the publicity. They want to order in the States. I asked with the European headman on a convention, and he said he liked my costumes. He really want to get them, but he can't. It's an order from the costume like that is about 1,800 euros. It's okay. Yeah, it's 1 week work, so shows a bit better. The videos are much better. So you see here the head that I've burned before, and then I make the eyes on top to get it really symmetric. And here also a picture of Luna, what I just did. The problem on Luna is it's a princess, and princesses are very slim and long. So the shape for a princess is much different than for a normal pony. Has a longer feet, you have to stretch the whole body a bit. There's some more techniques from the real costume making or film costume making in it. So that's how I get the long feet, the additional in the feet, 8 centimeters, like stockings. It's nothing for small people. The guy itself is 1 meter 90. So in top with all additions and the head will be 2 meter 20 at the end. Like beautiful, looks beautiful. You saw it with the wings, so it gives an idea how big it is. Yeah, basically that's all what I can show you. That's the last work here again with the wing. Yeah, will be look good at the end. So this one took a bit longer because it's a princess and I need more creativity. And after 50 costumes this year, my creativity was a bit. So it was this time I used 2 weeks for that. That's alright. Again, that basically out of the workshop. The last one, oh, that's actually my character. So I see where the head is used. I I always when I costume as a pony or as another character, I try to make stereotypes. So that's always come good to the people. Oh, okay. So what's better with Australian pony? Yeah, it's a beer can. It's a Foster's beer can. Yeah. So and here's a direct. Uh, what else? Yeah, you've been on the derpy way. But actually, it's not that easy to look out. You have to turn the head always a bit, and you later on, when you worn the costume, you have a strange look. The problem is I always have to be careful because do it outside of on the street and a main highway going past. And we walking there in the costume. We had 2 times accidents that somebody stopped and boom, drove in the other back of the other one. So I told the police I'd be a bit more careful with that. Yeah. Ooh, or maybe this one, the daring do what we saw before. That's the full body of him when he was in the work, and that's with clothing. That's I also like to make clothing for the ponies. So naked ones are alright, but they used to clothe up. The challenge on this costume was this jungle head to make, and yeah, yeah, something for the I think for Fallout or whatever. They play that. Was a customer from the States. He asked me to make something like that and call it a blackjack. I had no idea what it is because I don't play online games. And I didn't know what sort of character. And somebody, oh, you're making a very bad character. So I have no idea. It was basically the make of him. That actually gave me as the graphics and it's a cutie mark and And here again, the eye making later on. And it's always interesting when you make the hairs on the costume. So that makes a lot, and that's artwork. So how you get the hairstyle. The good thing, my family are mostly hairdressers. I never learned hairdresser, but I get some skills out of them when I looked at my uncle and he had dressed hair for people. So, and the best thing to dress hairs is Chinese hairspray. Chinese hairspray. You get in a China store, that stuff is incredible. It's like you can like spray paint. You spray on, stick the hair in the top, possible. Unbelievable stuff. Another picture. Yeah, and then I think I showing was one of the last one for GalaCon. The Pigmat head. That's actually I showed you before the 3D, and that's the finished costume actually. That I done for a guy in GalaCon, and I see all the different materials for the hand cover, for the hand hooves, it's leather, artificial leather. So yeah, basically that's the end of the workshop. How I done it. Thanks, thanks for the. Oh, thank you. I do my best to keep that. So I do my best in future to make more costumes. They're coming a couple of more. Yeah. Yes, you can see me at the website. This website it links to the DeviantArt because I'm giving up to make our own website. DeviantArt, I just place in all the stuff. You also can contact me via Skype or Facebook. That's possible. A few methods to contact me. If you have questions, just contact me in the suit make. I send you pictures and I help. So that's the easiest way. And maybe I don't know how to make the muscles again. No problem. Make Skype and then I open a can of beer and then we can talk later on in the night time for that how to do it. So yeah, that's the way. I hope it was okay for you. Yes, I live in Germany at the moment, but in the future for the Spanish, I'm moving to Spain. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm moving to the Canary Islands. Ah, cool. So thank you for the attention. I wish you a nice convention and a nice night, and maybe some drinks or some food later on, and maybe meet and give me just a hello, and we can talk or whatever. Further questions. Yes, I have money for living. That's not a problem. It's like an artist work. Somebody commissions me, money comes in, comes in. I don't look at the money what it comes in, so I just use it. Yes. The only problem what I have is my health. I'm pretty allergic against pollens, what they fly around in the springtime. So that's why I'm moving to Fuerteventura because there is no plants. I can't get anything. I like the desert island. There is nothing. Well, there is something, but nothing hurts me. Yeah, thanks for your attention.